Okay, we are live. Welcome back, everyone, to another stream. It is the Nets taking on the Atlanta Hawks. It is fucking early. Um, it's 7 in the morning. Um, so the commitment is unmatched. Um, this one's about to get underway. Well, I didn't have the time to get here before the actual pre-game, so we're just diving straight into it basically because of how early it is. Starters remain the same. The Hawks have got Murray, Bogdanovich, Jalen Johnson, Bay, and Capella. The Nets have Schroeder, Bridges, Johnson, Finney Smith, and Claxton. So no Ben still, no Cam Thomas still, and then for the Hawks, no Okongwu still, and no Trey Young still. So basically the same teams, same personnel. We're just going at it all over again. Same uniforms. It's almost like we haven't left from um, where we were 48 hours ago. But this one is about to commence, and hopefully the Nets can get the win here because, well, a win would be awfully handy at this stage of the game. Let's hope Cornrow's Clax is a little bit better because he was absolutely dog water last game. Capella really had him very comfortably handled. Um, Danny, welcome to the stream. Miracle Tree as well. Cookie, Ian, welcome, guys. How long is Cam out? It's day to day, so it's very well, we don't really know the answer, to be honest. But I would say definitely in the next week. You don't really want to rush him back with an easier schedule here. Um, as much as we want to start banking wins, you've got to be smart with the injury management. Don't rush him back, unless of course it's a longer injury than it's mentioned on the injury report. Well, then we've got a few issues, but I would hope that he's going to be back in the next week. We're underway for the first quarter of this second meeting in 3 days between the Nets and the Hawks. Nets extra feed by Finney Smith. Schroeder misses badly. Bridges gets the offensive board. Try to do a wraparound pass to Claxton, but it was too saucy, and the Hawks will pick up the first steal of the game on their first offensive possession. So Johnson on the outside to Bay. And now back to Johnson, picked up by Bridges. He will back him down, get into the paint. It's a smart move. The kick out to Bay. It's wide open. Got to hit those. Hits back iron. And the board by Cam Johnson, who scored 29 the other day, at 7 threes, both season highs. And here he is now right on cue. To the corner for Finney Smith. Will get by Capela. And throw down. And he gets the first 2 points on the board for the Nets. 2-0. So Nets on the board with a nice bit of play. Pretty simplistic sort of stuff, but it works. Murray to the corner for Bogdanovich, who had well relocated. He shot the ball pretty awfully the other day. Missed his first 8 shots. He's got to be on the ball today, on the money. Bridges the response? No, that's just a terrible shot. Hate when he does those pull-up threes when you've clearly got a defender manning you right in the face. Murray in the mid-range, he knocks it down. And the Hawks, fair to say, are off to a much, much better start than they were the other day, where they scored like 4 points in 5 minutes. They've already scored 5 in 2. And thus they have the lead early on in this game. Schroeder, what the fuck was that pass? Very careless, sloppy way to turn it over. And now Murray on the outside. Screen and switch. Murray the drive, gets into the paint, shoots and scores. It's been way too easy. And JV senses that. He's going to call a timeout 2 minutes into the game. And I wouldn't imagine Kevin Ollie's too happy with the start. How are the Blues looking this year? I mean, not bad. But the preseason hasn't been too convincing, I will say that. Sounding a bit like I've got a frog-like voice this morning. It's too early for this shit. That's what it is. Okay. So some other news for the Nets as well. Um, the Nets signed Jalen Wilson on a standard deal, so he's no longer on a two-way contract. Obviously, you have limitations with the games you can play, the money you can earn. Um, but Jalen Wilson's got a 3-year deal, I do think, which is a good coup for the team because I think he's a great long-term piece. Um, yeah, so very, very interested to see whether or not he gets more minutes, a bit of an uptick. Hang on a second. Yeah, really interested to see if he gets an uptick in minutes that correlates with that extension because he's been playing very, very well for the team. Um, what's actually like, I think he's averaging not many points, but the 3-point percentage is a sight to behold. So um, definitely a good asset to have going forward, especially when you may be trading the likes of Finney Smith and you need a little bit of depth in the front court. You need more physicality. And well, you need 3-and-D wings. If you're going to get rid of DFS, that's 2 that we've lost in the last year. And so you need to make up the ground somehow. So Jalen Wilson is obviously a sign of progressive thinking, if that makes any sense. So the Nets hit 14 more threes than their opposition the other day. Hit 22, the Hawks hit 8. The Hawks have started today better off in that respect. The Nets really haven't scored the ball too much. They've actually turned it over more than they have scored. So definitely going to need a little bit of cleaning up. But obviously the first 2 minutes, so Kevin Ollie rallies the troops and hopefully garners a little bit of composure. So the Nets off the inbounds will bring it up courtesy of Schroeder. The screen will be used, and now the switch. Schroeder to Johnson. It's a side out of bounds play that we always seem to run out of the timeouts. Didn't work. Murray moves into a 3. That's short. The board by Claxton. And the Nets, well, they need to get their offense clicking early. Johnson's wide open on the wing. He's got to hit those, and he had a little bit more time to think about it. Sometimes it harms you, sometimes it doesn't. And the latter was the case. And Cam Johnson's on the board, picking up where he left off from 2 nights ago. Bogdanovic bounced past to Capela, who lost the ball, got it back. He missed the bunny, kicks it out to Bogdanovic. Open 3, it's good. Too easy. And you had a chance to secure it, but you didn't. And Nets got rightfully punished. So they've conceded 2 threes early in this game. After not conceding a 3 in the entire first quarter the other day. Bridges in the mid-range. It's a good navigation. Good shot over Bay. And he swishes that one through. And the Nets trail 10-7. Got to get stops, though. Bay to Johnson. He will drive on the opposing Johnson. Extra feed. Capela misses the layup. He was fouled. It's going to be 2 shots. Need a little bit more help and assistance there for... in terms of defending Capela, because that's just been fairly easy going at the moment. It's just been too easy. That's all I really can say. There's no sugarcoating it at all. Those who have just joined us, welcome. Did I say JV? I'm that entrenched in his ways. I've had to say his name that many times. 26 people in chat. That's awfully sudden. Last time I checked, there were 8 people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. So 11-7, Capela splits a pair. Nets can get into a set here. It's Mikal Bridges to the corner for CJ. The drive baseline, falling out of bounds. Finney Smith, driving kick. Schroeder, he's got 7 to shoot. Needs something to happen here. He uses a couple of screens and shoots at the elbow. Barely scored it, but it was that bad a miss that we got an extra reload. But Finney Smith was short on the 3-pointer. Bogdanovic, that is too easy. Schroeder knocked it away. and an excellent defensive play on the last line. I actually don't think it hit Bogdanovic on the knee, but the Nets will get the benefit of the doubt. It did. 100% it did. It didn't look it, but it definitely was the case, and the Nets can cut this to a single possession, despite not having a very, very good start, a very eye-catching start. Here's Schroeder, who got under the basket, then rolled it back out. Finney-Smith. Oh, the layup is good, but we're going to get an offensive foul, and that's the one time Finney-Smith shows polish when getting met with contact at the rim. And he's not going to get any reward for it. So, yeah, Capela was well set and outside the restricted zone. So, a no-brainer there for the referees, the officials. And I believe we're going to get some subs early on in this game. Schroeder, Finney-Smith will go off, and onto the court early will be. I'm assuming it's Walker and Jalen Wilson. But no, we're just going to get a timeout. And maybe, well, Kevin Ollie is actually going to challenge this call. And I don't think he's going to win it. Unless he's going to argue that it's a moving, like Capela's on the move. If so, it's a good swing of play because you've gone from turning the ball over to getting 3 points and potentially getting a stop on the other side. Hawks doing what the Nets did yesterday, well, it was 2 days ago, but I get exactly what you're saying. I mean, the Hawks had, or have had, far less of a blistering start than we did. We started the game the other day scoring 4 threes to open the game. And great efficiency. Cam Johnson scored 9 of those, or 10 of those, and we were up 18-4. So it's fair to say it's a little bit closer than that. So maybe we have a ball game here that we're going to be witnessing today. If you are enjoying the stream so far, it is 7 a.m. where I am, so fair bit of commitment and dedication shown to the cause. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you are new around here, we'll be back for a Nets watch along later next week. We're going to miss a couple of games, the Grizzlies and the Sixers. We won't be covering those, but we will be covering Nets Pistons, Nets Hornets, Nets Cavaliers, all within a 4-day block. So make sure to subscribe if you want to stay tuned for any one of those games that I may be live for. The Nets have started 3 of 8, so not a great start. Quite a few threes in there, not going down. Mikal Bridges, I put him back in the spotlight because he had a pretty decent game the other day, but nothing too eye-catching. I think we're going to need to see something closer to his best self today, because I also can't see Cam Johnson and Schroeder combining for 52 points like they did the other day. That voice crack was disgusting. For the Hawks, they've gotten 6 from Bogdanovic and 4 from Murray. That has been their offense, and they're shooting the ball pretty well. 4 of 8, made a couple threes, far more efficient start to the game. And if that's going to foreshadow what we're to see in the second, third, and fourth quarters, well, I mean, it's going to be a good game. And that's provided the Nets actually remain afloat on offense. Because most of the time, if they can't get stops, usually they fall behind. So I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's not going to be our ball. Yeah. So the Nets are actually defending pretty aggressively on the inbounds. Bridges picked up by Murray on the outside. Now the high screen used by Johnson, or made by Johnson. Try to score over Claxton. Wasn't able to score. The Nets in transition now with Schroeder, the handoff to Johnson down the middle. Mid-range, he knew he missed it. Rebound secured by Jalen Johnson, and he's probably going to attack. It's a very open paint area. Bay will go baseline. Pump fake. Shot. He gets it to go. That should have definitely been a foul, but strong take. And the Hawks up 6. Schroeder fakes the handoff. He's got Bogdanovic on him in the corner. Cross. Layup. Missed it badly. Board by Finney-Smith. Well done. Recycles the play, and now Bridges on the outside. Lonnie Walker's getting ready to check in. Mikal had a lot of space, again in the mid-range. That one's off the board by Dejounte Murray. And now Capela in the paint, that's too easy. The amount of times we foul in such a fashion where we just swat at their arms, don't do anything impactful with that swipe, and it's always against a big. So unless we bring him down, it's just a stupid foul. Like, in what way was that ever going to be smart? So the Hawks are piling on the points early in this game, and Bridges will go to the bench. He's had a rough sort of start. Misses on one end, commits a foul and the N1 on the other side. So Capela's been a force in the early going. And the Nets trail by 8, with it soon to be 9. Day'Ron Sharpe is also into the game. So I really think, well, that's a positive sort of substitution early on, given Capela is being very, very dominant early here. Johnson. Walker in the corner. He has got a wide open 3. That is shooting practice. It doesn't go in. And that's not a good sign, because that would probably indicate that the shots aren't falling today. Murray, the turn, shoots another mid-range, doesn't get the bounce. Day'Ron on the board. Oh my god, we've had it stolen. No, we haven't. Johnson swoops. And that's a blocking foul +1. CJ makes. And it will be a free throw for CJ. So we saw the other day, Cam Johnson was very, very assertive getting to the cup. He saw and seized the opportunity when it was there. And I don't know if he's playing with a little bit more confidence. I don't know if there's been a little mentality shift. But on that occasion, he sensed that there was no Capela under the basket. Matthews was the last line. And Johnson beat him to the spot and was able to get the free throw on top of the 2 points being converted. So CJ's first free throw of the game. He got to the line a couple of times in the previous meeting. So the Nets crack 10 points. They trail by 6. It is now Murray on the outside, who's been a positive sort of player for them he was in the previous meeting, and he has been so far today. So a switch. Finney Smith guards. Shoots a 3 over the top. Does Murray? It's off. It's batted out, but straight to Finney Smith. And now Walker will push the pace. He holds up at the 3-point line, then takes it in. The reverse is off. Day'Ron with the tip-in layup. It's good. Well done. So good recycling there. And the Nets immediately slice this deficit in half with 2 very good possessions. Defense leading to offense. It's Murray on the perimeter. Bounce pass to Bay. Schroeder got tripped up. Bay gets into the paint, puts one up, and used the body bump to his advantage to create the separation. And the Nets trail here by 6. Schroeder's got a lot of space on the outside to pull up, but he doesn't. Tried the pocket pass, and it's not going to... Well, play's going to stop because of a kickball violation, and I believe we're going to see some substitutions at this dead ball. So, into the game, Jalen Wilson, fresh off signing a new contract, a standard deal, which obviously is great news for him. Hopefully the confidence actually, or that sort of deal instills confidence, and he can actually play lights out and justify that contract early on into the deal. Sharpe to Walker. Screen set. And now the switch. He's got Fernando guarding. 3 to shoot. And Walker's well short on the shot. And it looks like we're going to get a foul. And it remains on this end. Because Day'Ron Sharpe is just he's a tough sort of bloke to contain on the glass. I mean, that's no secret. And the Hawks fell victim to the pressure of having such a rebounder to contend with. So I believe it's DeAndre Hunter who's going to pick it up. And 4:55 to play in this first quarter. Inbounded straight to Bridges, Walker to Wilson, who will drive. Well done by Matthews to get in front, so he had to pass it off to Walker. The drive on Fernando. high off the window, it's off. Dayron nearly gets the putback. It may not be Nets ball. It isn't. And the Hawks will receive it. So a good stop there by Atlanta, but the Nets nearly were able to secure another offensive rebound there. Or some more second chance points. Fernando on the perimeter. Hunter pulls up for 3. We went under the screen. Too easy. And the Hawks up 9. So DSJ into the game as well, which is exactly what you want in the game when you can't fucking score the ball. Bridges into the paint. He just lost the ball. Mikal has just got to pick it up, man. No Cam Thomas. Cam Johnson's not going to score 29 points every game. You need to see better from your main man in this. Atlanta have not turned the ball over. That's something to mention. And the Nets have turned it over 4 times. Hunter, face of the defender, still scores the ball. My goodness. They've hit way too many threes in the opening quarter, and we have hit too few. 12-point lead. Not a good start. Schroeder. Not Schroeder. DSJ. Bridges, the response? Yes. Same sort of jump shot, really. Early in the clock. Over a defender. No issues for the offensive player. Jalen Johnson's getting ready to check back in. Murray tries to get through. I didn't think that was a foul, but the referee saw otherwise, and Murray will get to the free throw line and shoot a couple. I gave the Nets one more chance to win me money. If they fumbled $2,000, I'm done betting on them. Well, I think the first mistake you made was betting on them in the first place because they're unpredictable as fuck. You really don't know what you're going to get with the Nets team on a day-by-day basis. I mean, this is how fucking lopsided they are. They beat the Hawks by 27. They lost to the Magic by 27. And then before that, they beat the Memphis Grizzlies by 25. So I really don't know what to tell you. Murray missed both free throws, which I don't know if he's that bad of a free throw shooter, to be honest. But on that occasion, not really a good result. Walker into the paint. They're really covering up the paint, playing that drop coverage because there's not really much spacing with the center. Bridges, Wilson, pump fake, draws the defender, extra feed, it's off. Bridges the tip in, no. Got a hand to it, probably should have scored it. And the Hawks the other way now. Johnson feeds Fernando, the kick out to Johnson. It's wide open, it's too easy, but it's off. And the board by DSJ. So cutting to the deficit some more here. Mikal going to go down the middle. And where is the fucking foul there? Dayron secures. And he kicks it back out to Wilson. And now Walker will drive on Matthews. Take it in. Kick out to Mikal. In front of the bench, it's a fucking air ball. He is really... he's been trash in this opening, if I'm honest. Murray the switch. Gets into the paint. Too easy. DSJ guarding Fernando under the basket. I don't care how shit Fernando is. When he's that much taller than his opponent, it's not going to be... well, it's going to be pretty impossible to stop, to be honest. To the corner for Walker. There's a lot of room there, but that one rattles out as well. We just cannot score the ball in this first quarter, man. Every time we take it inside, we can't score. And then every time we shoot a 3, we can't score. So there's really no answers at the moment. Fernando the drive and the throwdown. And that's a vicious sort of dunk. And Atlanta fucking are dominating. Seriously. Imagine waking up to this shit. No in between with this mob. DSJ into the paint. Wilson is wide open. He is too good to miss those. He's been shooting them at such an incredible rate. Or incredible percentage since he's been called up to the NBA squad. Claxton and Johnson getting ready to check in. This is Jalen Johnson, who is met at the rim by Sharp, and the Nets can push the pace here. Mikal, layup. Oh my god, he's fucking blown another fucking layup. Dayron's open under the basket. He got swatted from behind. And he definitely did not get fouled there. I don't think he did. I think that was a clean block. Bro, how the hell did Mikal not get fouled a couple possessions back? It's just fucking horrendous officiating. So, as it sits, it's going to be 2 free throws here for Sharp. There was almost too much space under the basket. The Dayron Sharp there. Just an easy pocket pass, and no Hawk player was in the way of it. So Sharp at the free throw line. Oh, God. Gotta make the fucking free throws. Bro, Mikal just does not get the whistle at all. It's actually fucking crazy how badly we're officiated, man. So Sharp at the line made the second after missing the first, and the Nets trail by 9. Got to get a couple of stops to end the quarter, make the scoreboard look better than, well, what the performance has been. Johnson on the perimeter. To Hunter, he's ready to fire. He misses the board by Johnson. CJ. Across court, Wilson flings it to the corner. DSJ thought about the 3, and that's the worst thing to possibly happen. And we've got a foul off the ball here. And it's Dayron who commits it. So I don't really know why the fuck Jalen Wilson did just not shoot that. He's passing to DSJ in the corner. And that's the problem with having DSJ on the court. You're basically playing a 4 and 5 on offense most of the time. So 28-19, Buffkin is in the game and picked up by DSJ. And now Johnson. Why did we switch so easily there? It has meant Johnson can easily get under the basket. Bogdanovic with a superb backdoor cut. He had lost Bridges, but it was just a little bit off target, bit misdirected, and it's gone out of play. So the Nets, 4-second difference between shot and game, trail by 9. We need a good possession here. Offense has been pretty hard to come by. Johnson will drive, held up by Fernando. He's going to try take him on again. Pump fake. There's a foul, and Fernando commits it. So I believe Fernando's committed quite a few fouls in this game. 2 or 3 for sure. That's a very smart that's a smart bit of work there by CJ. Identifies that, well, Fernando's been a little bit irresponsible on defense here. CJ at the line. These should be easy free throws for him. 8.9 left in the first quarter. The Nets trail by 8. We have 44 people in the chat, which is sort of nuts for this time of day when I'm half asleep. But if you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like, and we are doing more net streams next week. We have 3 and 4 days for you all. So make sure to subscribe so you're notified of when I go live next. It's Murray, picked up by Dennis. It's going to take him on 1-on-1. He shoots a 3. What is Dennis Smith Jr. doing? Not even fucking putting his hand up. Very fortunate that Murray misses, but I think Kevin Ollie is a little bit like trying to lift his team a little bit, because we had a lack of energy for some time there. But good work by the Nets, because we've gone on an 8-0 run at the end of the quarter, which is usually our time for making leads look worse off than what they are. But I tell you what, I'm taking a 7-point deficit going into the second quarter. We've found it really difficult most of the time. And Mikal Bridges has had an absolute stinker. The Hawks are shooting it well, 50%, 40%. Free throws leaving a bit to be desired, but they've gotten some good output out of their players. Hunter's got 6. I mean, this is what you could not say for the Hawks the other day at quarter time. 6 players with 4 or more points. The other day, I don't think anyone had more than 4 points. So 9 assists as well. They're moving the ball. That's something they also struggled to do the other day, and are barely turning it over. So they've rectified a lot of issues in the early going. Whether that actually translates over into the next couple of quarters, I'm not so sure. Dejounte Murray's not shooting as efficiently, but he is facilitating more so. He only had like the 4 dimes the other day. He's already got 6 in one quarter, and 2 steals. He had one in about 3 quarters before that Nets game we played a couple days ago. He had 11 or more assists in his last 2 games. In each of his last 2. So I think he's probably getting back to those ways. And then for the Nets, this is sort of amazing that we only trail by 7 with these shooting splits. 26% from the field, 25% from 3. Lonnie Walker's missed all 6 of his shots. Bridges has missed, 6 of his 8. He's got 4 points, 5 points, should I say. But he's found things really, really tough on this offensive side of the floor, which is so incredibly important for us to actually win a game of basketball. Schroeder has not scored either. Cam Johnson, though, has really been he's been very important in us remaining in this contest early because, well, we've needed the points from somewhere, and Cam Johnson has supplemented or supplied us with those points that we desperately need to hang around. So the Nets go into the second quarter down 7 and needing a little bit more output from their better players. Claxton is in the game. I'm liking this, the fact that we're playing Clax against Fernando, which hopefully sets us up to see Sharp play on Capela. I think that's a like-for-like matchup, which you can well and truly exploit. Defensively playing much, much tighter. So much so that Cam Johnson wraps up Hunter off the ball, and it will be a personal foul going against him 13 seconds into the quarter. So a reset here. And hopefully Kevin Ollie's really drilled into the players that they need to lift. The defense will supply the offense. And so we need to start it there. Bogdanovic over Claxton. That is just... This is going to be a typical Bogdanovic game. I can already fucking sense it. He's going to score 35 points, hit 7 threes. Mark my words. Johnson is fouled off the ball by Buffkin, and that is a pretty careless foul to concede. So, Nets will get it on the side here. Bro, Bogdanovic has just decided to wake up on the right side of bed, which is a little bit unfortunate. Bridges, a lot of space on the 3. Fernando was sagging off, and Bridges responds, and those 3s need to go down because he's had a pretty bad block of shooting from the outside. He was 3 of 31 at one stage over about a 4-game span. Bogdanovic will get into the paint. He's well held. Johnson tries to beat Wilson to the spot. It's good defense by Wilson. Oh my God, that is a tough make. There is absolutely zilch you can do about that. The Hawks have scored 16 paint points. Nets have only got 8 of those. Wilson in the corner. Going to go baseline. Kick out. Johnson gets inside. Kick out. Bridges. No space to shoot the 3, so he drives. It's knocked away. It's going to be Nets ball still with 4.3. Well worked. If the pocket pass isn't cut off, then maybe we actually have we probably have a very nice, easy look under the basket, but Hawks read it at every turn. Got to get it in. Claxton, he's going to have to make something happen here. Body bumps Fernando. Good spin. He scores. Had Fernando in the air. And that's an excellent maneuvering of the situation there by Clax. And it cuts the lead back down to 7. Fernando on the perimeter. Handoff. Hunter, who scored 2 threes already today. Fernando in the post. Back out to Hunter. Switch. Bridges now guarding. 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. I beg you don't concede a score. And it's a rim grazer and a board by Claxton. And the Nets can cut into this deficit some more. Johnson. Drive. Kick. Finney-Smith. Claxton in the middle. Good cut by Finney-Smith down the middle. He scores. Lost his defender. And I'm very, very surprised that the Hawks have not committed, or not committed, not called a timeout. 33-28. Buffkin tries to take DSJ downhill. It's a foul by Claxton, who got into the body of Buffkin and knocked him to the floor. So free throws coming up for him. So solid work here. Is this the only game that you're doing? I was really hoping for the Western Conference rematch. Yeah, I've the only games that I'm planning to do are the ones that I've outlined on the community tab. If you haven't seen those games, um, that I'll do as a neutral, then make sure to check those out on the community tab. There's a number of games you can actually pick from. So if there's any specific games on that list of dates that I've put out, if there's any specific games you want me to do, because there's some days that I've put 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 games on one day, that means that it's open for you to decide which game I cover. So you are more than welcome to tune in for those games. It's more the smaller market teams that don't get much love. I don't want to do the fucking Lakers because everyone knows about the Lakers, really. Fairly overrated. DSJ, what are you doing shooting step back twos? What the fuck is that? Bogdanovic, Matthews moves into a 3. That is just a bad shot. Rebound secured by the Nets. That's DSJ. Screen. Lob. Oh my god, it's going to be a foul. It was a terrible pass by Dennis. I don't know what he wants Claxton to do with that sort of silver service. If you could call it service at all, that is. But very fortunate that Clax was getting held on the ground and it hindered his run to the basket. So it's going to be a foul. And it'll be Nets ball on the sideline. CJ will do the inbounding duties. Bridges will take a seat. And the Nets will have an opportunity to cut it down to 3 or 4. CJ into the paint. Step back 2. Uncontested. Should be hitting those. Really should. Bogdanovic, Matthews, Capela back out to Bay, who's into the game. Replacing Hunter. Buffkin. Nearly gave away the 3. It's Bay on the outside. Shoots the step back 3. We went under the screen. Not good enough. Every single time we have a chance to cut the deficit down, always fall flat. Claxton has Bogdanovic on him. Johnson's open for 3. There were going to be open men somewhere, and the Nets were able and good enough to find that open man, and it was CJ. One pass away. Wide open. Bay good cut down the middle. Easy jam. And Finney Smith, well, he was always trailing the play, so it was always going to be pretty tough to contest that one. Claxton fakes the handoff. Layup. Doesn't get the scoop. And the Nets need to get back now defensively, especially Claxton. Sadiq Bey, what the fuck is that defense, bro? Capela under the basket. He lost it. CJ knocked it away. And then Walker fucking traveled. You idiots. Fucking idiots, seriously. The amount of times we get a fucking steal and some bozo decides to fucking travel 1,000,000 miles to the next country. Like, fucking does my head in. Those are so stupid. I mean, Walker knows he's made the mistake. I mean, rightfully so, because it's a fucking terrible mistake. But it ain't going to change the outcome, is it? So the Nets, I mean, are just starving themselves of opportunities here to get some simple points, really. They trail by 8. Mikal Bridges has got 8 points. Not shooting it very efficiently, though, on the inside. Cam Johnson's got 11, which is very pleasant to see. The shooting splits are not so pleasant. And equally is the assist number and the turnover number. Turning the ball over nearly for every assist we get, which is just not a plus in any situation. Lonnie Walker's had an absolute stinker, where he's only scored he hasn't scored, and he's taken way too many shots. No Trendon Watford minutes as of yet. That's if we're going to see Trendon Watford at all. For the Hawks, they've hit 6 threes. They're shooting it very, very well. Their free throws are leaving a fair bit on the table, but sharing the ball around, turnovers are down, and the shooting splits at 50-40. That's going to be a recipe for success. And the other day, the Hawks did not have the luxury of saying that Saddiq Bey, Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter were shooting the ball well, but today they are definitely doing what they couldn't the other day. They're rectifying the mistakes of what they had done in the previous meeting. Plenty of time to go, of course, for things to swing the wrong way, but they're doing everything in their power at the moment to have a lead and be in a positive position going into the half. Bridges shot any 3-pointers yet. He's shot 4, made 2. Saddiq Bey could have been a net if we did not trade him to the Pistons on draft day. I think that was a part of the Bruce Brown trade. And obviously we saw the results of that, which was pretty positive. So, plenty of benefit with that deal. I don't think Saddiq Bey would have made an impact on the Nets team that we would have had in his rookie season. If you are enjoying the stream, let's get that light counter up. If you are enjoying the coverage, it is before 8 o'clock in the morning where I am, so fair bit of dedication to cover this game. But I appreciate you all being in chat. It's actually a very good turnout this morning. 46 people in chat. So 39-31, and the Hawks will inbound. Murray's back in. He's playing with Bufkin, which is something we didn't see the other day. Hunter's back in. Got to get the board. Claxton does. It was not very convincing, but Finney-Smith did a great job boxing out. Bridges' early offense. He's hit another 3. And, I don't really know if I'm a fan of those pull-up 3s early in the clock, but if he's comfortable shooting those, then I guess he's going to be comfortable making those. Bey, good extra step, was able to get the defender in the air. And an easy layup for him. Schroeder on the perimeter, the drive, gets into the paint. Good cut by Mikal, pump fake, and Capela fell into the body. So free throws coming up here for Bridges, and in the last couple of minutes, he's got a little bit of ticker about his game now. He started to move forward, had a pretty poor shooting quarter in the first, but he's made both of his shots, and he's now gotten free throws here at the line. So a much better improvement at the start of this second quarter here for Mikal. And he converts a free throw. Bogdanovic back in. Bufkin to the bench. So, still 7 minutes to play, but been pretty even in this second quarter. Now, should note that before the win the other day against the Atlanta Hawks, 4 of the last 5 games against this opponent had been decided by less than 2 points or less. So fair to say that a fair bit of, this team is very, very even on paper, and the results have shown in the past. Bey just scores over Schroeder from the outside. How many times are we just going to concede 3s when we cut the deficit down? Kills the momentum. Johnson's open for 3. It was a great dime by Dennis. The numbers had collapsed in the paint, and thus Cam Johnson open in the left corner, and the lead's down to 5. Murray goes downhill. Layup, well defended by Bridges. And the Nets can get into a set very, very quickly. Bounce pass to Johnson. Behind the back. Gets through. Knocked away by Bey as they try to fling it to the corner. But good bit of work there. Defensively. By Atlanta. And now the Nets. Who will they inbound to? It's Claxton on the outside. Pretty relatively easy passing. Bridges good wraparound. Oh my goodness, he was blocked at the rim. Murray gets it ahead. Johnson just fell over. It looks like a ghost tripped him up. And Bogdanovic, that is the most open 3 he's had all day. Oh my god, it's going to be fucking Nets ball. Or Hawks ball, isn't it? How have they worked out that is Hawks ball? Bro, Capela at the rim is just proving to be a fucking problem. This is why Clax is so important. He has to hold Capela accountable. Oh, that's too easy. That is too easy, bro. And Johnson is saying he travelled. But, that's the problem. I mean, Schroeder's trying to do something that I have constantly told defenders to do, and that is try wrap Capela up, but he did not do a fucking good job of that. He had the right idea, just doesn't even have remotely enough strength to bring down a 250-foot center. So Capela, easy make. And now free throw, he's going to have to... Well, I thought he was a shit free throw shooter, but in the 2 games we've played, he's actually been quite positive for them. So another 3 points, completely remove the fact that you got it down to 5. So we really have not been able to make inroads on this deficit that we've trailed by for most of the game. Bridges, great move. Created the space, pushed Hunter away legally, and he's able to cut it back down to 6. Can we get a stop? Murray, layup. Claxton, I don't know where he was on that possession, but he needed to roll over sooner. So the Hawks back up by 8 again. Feel like a broken record saying that. Mikal, Schroeder, 3. That is an interesting sort of attempt, but it goes down. I guess that just speaks volumes about how hot Schroeder has been from the outside. And the Nets cut it back down to 5. So the Nets, after a very slow start from 3, are now 8 of 17. Murray, Capela moves through. Claxton, bro, he's jumping around like a fucking rabbit. Seriously. He is just jumping at everything and biting for every single pump fake. And it's just opening up very good looks there for Capela. Schroeder nearly lost his footing. He shoots a mid-range. Doesn't get the bounce. The board by Capela. That's not the shot you want to take. Would be nice if it went down, but you can't score them all. Capela again under the basket. That should have been a foul. Hunter's open in the corner. And it's going to go the other way. I think the foul was called before the shot was taken. So is that going to be chalked off? Let's have a look at what happened off the ball there. I think Bay just absolutely plowed him over. And CJ, the last couple of games, I'm liking this from him. Trying to take charges. I don't know if the shot's going to count. I would say it probably does count, but... Oh, fuck off. They're actually going to count the 3. As if. How many times do we get shots chalked off because they foul us on the floor? So the shot definitely was attempted prior to the foul being conceded. So it is going to be points. It's just the fact that every single fucking time, every single damn time we make inroads, we can never get the stops we need. What are 70 people doing in the chat right now? What? Bro, it's 8 o'clock in the morning here. Why is everyone here so early? Is just no one doing anything on a Saturday night? Or is the Atlanta Hawks a major draw card all of a sudden? This is going to be definitely Atlanta, or not Atlanta ball, but they are going to get the 3 points counted. They will lead by 10. The Nets will have the basketball, though. So really, the foul was just committed with no real loss there for Atlanta. So that's fucking frustrating, seriously. Every time we make inroads. Every time. This quarter's been much better offensively. The defense, though, has just been leaving a fair bit to be desired because Capela's just getting a lot on the inside. He's eating. And Claxton is just not the guy. I would love to see Dayron's minutes in the second half mostly correlate with Capela's because I think that would bring something a little bit different to the mix in terms of trying to deal with him. Because, bro, Capela's just been a fucking force and a pain in the ass, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know why the fuck DSJ is in the game with Schroeder. Seriously. CJ to the bench. So you've got DFS, Claxton, Schroeder, DSJ, Claxton, Dennis Schroeder, Finney Smith, and Mikal, who lays it in nicely, got by Capela. So fair to say those looks have not been on offer too often today, because Capela's just been camping under the basket and been getting blocks for days. Capela looked for the cutter down the middle. That wasn't on. Drive here by Saddiq Bey. Gets under the basket. Good defense by Finney Smith. Hunter. Oh no, Mikal, you fucking idiot. Does my head in. Long two, but bro, what a bailout, man. He's just not that good. DeAndre Hunter, man. Schroeder the drive. Mikal the cut. Backdoor wasn't there. Claxton's going to take on Capela. That's not going to end well. Apparently, if I say it won't end well, it's going to end well. Best believe. Because he's just scored off the window. Very cleanly. Murray. Switch. And so now Finney Smith is gonna box out Capela under the basket. Hunter the drive. It's off. DSJ the board. Push the pace. Go, 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 go. Push, 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 push. Bro, Finney Smith is wide open on the perimeter. Has to hit those. He does. Lead down 2-5. And the Nets slice the deficit in half in about 30 seconds. That's how quickly basketball can change. Capela, Bogdanovic, shoots a three. Dennis put the hand up. Good box out there by Finney Smith. Bey was sneaking around the back door, but a miss, and the Nets can cut it to a single possession. And that would be a very good result for this first half, for sure. Schroeder, please take a good shot. Pass to Bridges, 7 to shoot. Don't rush it. DSJ rushes it and hits the fucking three in front of the Nets bench. I don't fucking know what's going on here. 56-54. Nets on an 8-0 run. So for the second consecutive quarter, a good end to the half. Murray lost it, got it back. Hunter 3, he has just been on fire. That is incredibly lucky for the Hawks, man. Because, bro, they basically had lost the ball. Clax has just been absolutely cleaned up by Hunter. It's going to be free throws because the Net's in the bonus. Hunter is just on a flamethrower, bro. So it looks like we're going to get a timeout as well. Hawks lead by 5, but this is a very good 5-point deficit for the Nets because they've not been near their best. But fair to say in this quarter, offense has definitely picked up. The defense, not so much. I guess it probably correlates with the pace that's being this game is being played at. Hunter's got 14, Saddiq Bey's got 14. And that's your answer as to why the Hawks have, well, a significantly higher amount of points as they did if you compare it to the other day at halftime. Murray really hasn't been a focal point of the scoring part of offense, but great job at facilitating in this game. Already 17 dimes for the Hawks. 10 of those are the way of Dejounte Murray. So he has not been looking to score the ball, pass first, and it's led to a better Atlanta offense. So DeAndre Hunter, Bey with 14. I don't think they had a scorer in double figures aside from Murray the other day. I don't think any Hawk had more than 4 points outside of Dejounte Murray, who had 20. Actually, no, it's probably no more than 7 points because I think Bufkin had 7 at the half. But Murray had 20, yet they trailed by, I think, only 6 at the half, to be honest. You can see their shooting percentages are pretty off the charts, which is something we absolutely need to mend in the second half. Capela's got 9 as well, so a fair amount of interior presence there. For the Nets, Mikal has really responded after a poor first quarter. He's gone 4 of 5 from the field in the second after going 2 of 8 in the first. Cam Johnson's got 14, so the Twins are actually firing, which is great to see. And the Nets are actually also shooting. They were 25% from the field and 3 in the first quarter, may I tell you. In the second quarter, I think they're 7 of 7 from 3. They were 3 of 12. I'm pretty sure. Pretty certain they've hit all 7 3-pointers, if I'm not mistaken. no turnovers in the second quarter as well. And the field goal percentage, has increased a drastic amount. So even though we haven't really made inroads, we've been able to maintain the pace of keeping, remaining neck and neck with them. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new as well. We'll be back for Nets Pistons next week. So if you are a Net fan and you want to tune in to a couple more watch parties, we're doing 3 and 4 days at the back end of next week. We're missing Memphis and Philly, those games, but then we're doing Detroit, Charlotte, and Cleveland at the back end, and start of the week after that. So plenty of games still ahead. We're also doing some neutral games as well. So if you want to tune in for those, you enjoy the commentary, the style, the way I present these games, make sure to subscribe as well. Our money on the line. Yeah, that probably, I figure. The voice crack has also rocked up. Should take a sip of water. Why this game, though? God, Clax, you need to absolutely work on that free throw still. I don't know how a bloke can be so efficient and inefficient at the same time. From the free throw line. How a free throw can look so good, yet so bad. Oh my god, he's fucking rim grazed both of the fucking free throws. I'd rather we've just gotten a possession from the side out. So the Hawks can get this lead back up. Bay to Johnson. Make the handoff. Bay on the outside. I'm not liking this. Drive. Turn. Forced into a pass. Bogdanovic, if he makes that, thank you. Great defense. DSJ with the board. And now screen. Finney Smith, he's open. Good closeout though. Finney Smith scores for 2. Nice little running floater there by DFS. And I have forgot to start the timer back up. So 1 minute to play. First half. The Nets have responded well after a pretty slow start out the gate. Screen action here. Murray. Hesitation. Gets into the paint. The turn. Looking for a pass now. Hunter. Mid-range 2. It's off. It's short. The rebound. Secured by Bogdanovic. And he stood on the sideline. That is a very lucky break for the Nets because they gave away the offensive board. And you know all too well, when they concede the offensive board, 3-pointers are waiting in the queue. So, yep, Bogdanovic, best believe, did stand on the sideline as he looked to push off the back foot. We've got a 2-for-1 opportunity. It's Mikal taking the 3. He's got it. Mikal has found his shot again, baby. It's all tied up. The Nets have not missed a 3. 8 of 8 in the quarter. 100%. You heard me. 100%. And we shouldn't be settling for anything less. So 9-second difference between shot and game. Murray's going to let the clock run out. Murray the response? Yes. Fuck. So for all the Nets good from that end, they are still shipping off 3s at a stupid rate as well. Hawks have made 6 on 50% shooting. Schroeder the drive, behind the back, gets through, layup, definitely a goaltend. And a foul as well. I thought that was a goaltending call. Apparently it's a foul instead. Let's have a look. I thought that hit the... Let's have a look. I thought that's actually... Did he get there before the ball hit the backboard? They're probably going to win this challenge, but... I thought the balls hit the backboard first. 3:58 p.m. here. 10 p.m. in EU. You're in South Africa. Bro, there's people all over the place. It's 5:05 in Canada. Bro, we are reaching all parts of the globe, which is awesome to see. Okay, hang on. Let's see what... Oh, that is very close. Did that ball hit the backboard first? Either my eyes are playing tricks. That's definitely not a foul. Did he get there before the ball hit the backboard? Let's just have a listen. It's unsuccessful. Is it going to be called a goaltend? 109 in Cali. I I always find it difficult to justify or face the facts. It's 8 o'clock here, and somewhere else in the world it's 1 p.m. It's pretty amazing how the world works, huh? So Schroeder is gonna go to the free throw line with .6 on the clock. Nets game blacked out in New York. Do all my I need Cam to get 3 threes for my parlay. Yeah, he potentially could get it. He potentially could get it. He's probably on track. I think he's already hit 2 threes. So Dayron is into the game for rebounding purposes. Please do not plow into the back of someone and give away a foul. Send him to the other end. So it's not a goaltend. Schroeder at the line. And this is a big win for the Nets going into halftime. Very, very good second quarter. They've gone from scoring 21 in the first quarter to having nearly a flawless second quarter from an offensive perspective. Schroeder's second free throw is off, and that's the half. So, halftime here, it is a 2-point lead for the Hawks, and the Nets will be really happy with that outcome. They score... if Schroeder did make the free throw, that would have summed up a 40-point quarter scoring-wise. We shipped off 34. So that's a little bit frustrating. But the offense has really given us a good springboard going into the second half for sure. Okay. So the Nets, they hit all 8 of their 3-pointers in the second quarter, which is something I didn't expect to happen, to be quite frank. Shooting percentage is well up. Assist numbers well up. Turnovers didn't have any in the quarter. Free throw count is good. That usually isn't that high at halftime. So a strong start there. We need a bit more from our bench because that's been a little bit lacking. DSJ, 3 points, 5 dimes, 4 boards, no turnovers. Good stats from him. But the starters, man, I wanted Mikal to lift. I called for it at quarter time. And finally, the man's listened. He went from scoring 4 points in the first quarter to having a 16-point second quarter. And it has meant, well, yeah, we scored 39 points. A better Mikal is a better Brooklyn. It's pretty simple. Clax is 4 dimes, nearly leading the team in that respect. Cam Johnson with 14. He's already hit 3 threes. So I think whoever said they need 3 threes for the parlay, unless it's 3.5, then he's got one more to go. But 14 to CJ. Finney Smith has been good. Really good. It just remains to be seen whether we're going to get this sort of output in the second half. Schroeder's had a bit more of a normalized game by his standards. He can't score 23 every game. He's only at the 4 points. But the free throws, you would like that to be a little bit better, but you know, CJ and Mikal have made all their free throws, so I guess that's sort of a plus. And then the other free throw shooters are a little bit more streaky, but overall, good first half for them. And the Hawks, well, shooting very similarly. Hunter's got 4 threes. He's top scoring, equal top with Sadiq Bey. Dejounte Murray's going to have a double-double probably in the first minute of the second half. He's already got 9 points, 10 assists, 2 steals and a block in there as well. So he's done a bit of everything. The Hawks have had 18 dimes already on 24 made field goals, and they are shooting the ball lights out. So the Nets have improved, but still, you know, the defensive work needs a bit of ironing out. There's been a bit too much ease with the way in which they've scored the ball. Clint Capela's got 9 points, and quite a few of those 9 have been pretty easy. I'm very surprised that he's been to the free throw line the most and actually done a very good job at converting. That's proven to be a surprise to me. Bogdanovic hit 3 threes, so, they're getting some good contributions across the board. And I should also mention, hang on a second, let me just go. I just want to see what happened the other day with regards to the Hawks. So a couple of days ago when we beat the Hawks at full time, the Hawks only had, they had 5 players in double figures. I would be very interested to see how many of those players weren't in double figures at quarter time. Johnson definitely wasn't. Bogdanovic definitely wasn't. Hunter may have been in double figures. Well, to be quite frank, actually, there was only 1 player in double figures. So even though they've only got 3 players with 9 points, they didn't have nearly as much output from their role players the other day. Hence why they only landed on 97 points. They're now on track for something similar to what we got the other day. But defensively, we've just got to pick up the pace, really. Quite a few open looks. 3-pointers being hit at a great rate for them. So that either continues into the second half or just completely falls flat. We cannot rely on scoring another 39-point quarter again, because I just don't think it's sustainable, to be quite honest. But that is the first half done and dusted in the books. Let me just get the... what's going on here? Why has that just completely stopped working? There we go. Got to do a team comparison. Just leave that up. I'll just leave that up for you all. But let me know what your thoughts are for the first half. What do you think? Who's going to win this game? 128-125 win. I wouldn't say that's a bad shout, but I don't think that'll happen. I think both these teams are going to struggle a little bit more so in the second half. I can see it being like a 117, 112 or something like that. I'm going to put my money on. Not really, but, for the sake of explaining my point, yes. We're just going to do a nice cheeky old poll. My big question is, why have so many people been in the chat today? That's just really confused me, because there's been quite a few games I've been down with views or traffic. So I'm interested to see, why are you guys in the chat today? Because this is an awfully random game for people to be in the chat. Atlanta definitely adjusted. Mikal needed to show up. Hopefully he can do it in the second half. Yeah, that's a great point you make. It's only half the the game is not 1 in 2 quarters, it's 1 in 4. I mean, it's not rocket science, but Mikal, we needed to see this performance from him. It's just, I threw people to you from a play-by-play stream that never started. Which one? I see the intensity and pressure stepping up. Yeah, that's what I expect. I got a parlay on the chat, so just listening in, Cam Johnson and Jalen Johnson are killing me. Need 10 from them. Well, Johnson's already got 10. Jalen Johnson is probably the question mark. BL football. I just want to search this up just for... Because, I mean, if they've got football in the title, then why are they doing basketball stuff? Oh, okay. But they do live scoreboards. They don't actually do a play-by-play. That is really odd. Don't really know. 190k sub channel as well. Maybe the software just decided it wanted to take a nap today. Didn't want to work. Um, Show the shot chart? Sure, let's do it. I'm glad you asked. Um, okay, there you go. Shot chart. Um, I don't really know what to take away from this because there is like it's just very clear where our shots are being taken from. A lot of mid-range jumpers from hang on. Let me just go into the interact section. 19 feet, 17 feet, 16, 16, 15, 16. So it feels like that 15 to 16 or 15 to 19 foot range. That is the area we do not want to shoot the ball from. It's pretty clear that none of those shots are falling, so we've got to stay away from those. If anything, shoot mid-ranges from I don't know how to explain this, but probably 12 feet away on the baseline, those sort of shots. Corner threes, pretty defined where we want those. Above the break, taking a few. Top of the key, taking a few of those. So it's pretty clear the shot selection. The Hawks are a little bit more spaced out in that respect. A lot of makes at the rim. Not enough mid-ranges being forced. And that's what we did a good job of forcing the other day. So we've just got to, hope that this team recognizes that. Hopefully they're looking at the Yahoo Sports shot chart at halftime and they sense what they're doing wrong. Okay. There is a lot of makes on the interior for Atlanta. Few more misses for the Nets. The 3-point percentage has made it look a lot better. If you put that up during the game, we'll be here every game. What the shot chart. Usually I for those of you who are new around here, I'll show you this is part of what I do. Do the normal call. And then in the timeouts, obviously because, the timeouts give you a bit of a breather. Not for me, because I'll show you the box score. I'll show you the shot chart usually at halftime, so we can sort of analyze what's gone right, what's gone wrong. Because it's not enough to just talk shit for 48 minutes, Got to have a little bit of versatility about you. So yeah, it's been good to see the offense actually working, even with Cam Thomas and Ben Simmons out, because usually that is absolutely our Achilles heel. Yeah, so that's usually the situation. Yeah. So, alrighty. Right now, the score is a pretty positive one. Currently sits at 2. The reason I say that, we are trailing by 2, but first quarter, very slow start, found ourselves down by about 10 points, and from then on, bit of a pain in the ass for the Hawks. I mean, even for the Nets, because there's been a couple of times we've cut the deficit down, and right at the final hurdle, we've always found a way to concede a 3, commit a turnover, give away second chance points. Very frustrating sort of game to watch, but we are in a very good sort of position going into the second half. That 30-point second quarter great springboard. We've just got to, ensure that we can carry that form through into the second half and the last quarter, of course. I think the Hawks are going to win. Could be a good shout. I mean, it's pretty open-ended, this sort of thing. I need Murray to get 25. He'll probably... Oh, I mean, he's going to need a big second half. We'll see what sort of half we get, because if it's a close game, I think he'll definitely push 25-30 at least. And that's usually what we see from Nets Hawks games. So hopefully second half in-store is just as entertaining as the first half was. Overall, though, not bad. Not bad. I'm pretty confident going into the second half for sure. Hope the Twins, Claxton, Schroeder have their mindset on a W for sure. For sure. Glad I'm watching you. Sports bettors Cam at 2 points. I see on your tracker you got 14. Not sure what's up with that, but thank you. No worries, my dear friend. I don't know, like, everything that I'm looking at wouldn't indicate that stat services are down. Couple of other things to note. Points in the paint very even. Fast break points 3-0. I think a big reason that we have this, well, deficit down and we've scored 60 points is because we've limited the transition opportunities for Atlanta as well. Second chance points is 6-3 the way the Hawks. Points off turnovers 5 apiece. So not a big element of the game, to be honest. Big games coming up here for the Nets in the second half of the year. We've got a very winnable stretch of games with the Grizzlies on Monday if you're in the US, backed up with the Sixers the following night, which we won't be doing those streams for. But then the Pistons, the Hornets, the Cavaliers, those, well, 2 of the 3 are very winnable. We'll be doing the full play-by-play for all 3 of those games. So make sure to subscribe if you are new and drop a like if you are enjoying the stream thus far. The second half is now underway, and it is the Hawks who will get into the set first. Dejounte Murray with it. So Johnson, the handoff to Murray. Got Schroeder on him. Johnson thought about the 3. Pump fake. 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. He nearly got tripped up over his own feet and still fucking scored. Idiot. I don't know how we give away baskets like that at the end of the clock. Like, always, it feels like 23 seconds of solid defense, 1 second of lapse. Johnson, driving kick, great drawing of defenders. Finney Smith had to make that. Wide open 3. NBA players should be hitting those at a perfect rate. Bogdanovic, Johnson, gonna back down. The other Johnson, layup, doesn't get the bounce. Bald Claxton. Gets it ahead to Schroeder. Pass to Bridges. Goes down the middle. Shoots a step back 2. Doesn't get the bounce. Short and off the rim. Murray on the outside. He's going to drive. Gets into the middle. Bridges partially blocks it. Johnson, what the fuck is CJ doing? Ball watching. Please get the damn rebound. Thank you very much. Claxton draws the foul. Better positioning. Had Capela on his back. And Capela needed to go over the top in order to get that rebound, which meant he committed the foul. So the Nets, 64-60. The score. The way the Hawks. Mikal. Screen. Switch. Shoots a midi. Knocks it down. Bottom. So Mikal he's found the balance today. We saw CJ with the balance last game, and now Mikal is making a few more middies. Whether he's been instructed to actually shoot a few more of those, I reckon so. Bogdanovic airballed the shot, so much so that Claxton could collect. And now the Nets can tie it up or take the lead here. Johnson, why would you lob it up? Open floater. idiot. Bogdanovic. We could have fucking tied the game there with a simple floater, but you have to complicate it. Capela, the kick out, he just passed up an open layup. Murray for three, he's airballed it. Please get the board. You don't. Oh my god, Claxton missed it. Bogdanovic missed it. Please get the board. Mikal does. It's a 4-on-1 fast break. Bridges gets ahead of the playing field and he scores the finger roll. It's all tied up at 64. Gets in, lad. Gets in. Jesus Christ. I lost my voice. Johnson, quick response. Knocked away by Schroeder. The Nets can run in transition again. It's Johnson down the middle. Lost the ball. It's a foul. And I don't know if it was. Regardless, free throws. The Nets can take their first lead of the game since it was 2-0. Well done by the Nets there. Very good. I mean, we didn't score a fast break point in that first half. So to see a few early here, very positive signs. Johnson makes the first. We have the lead for the first time since 2-0. I don't know why I have a sore throat. So CJ converts both. Lead is now 2. So the Nets really need to double down on this. This is where they made their move in the last game. Need to do it again. Bogdanovic, step back 3. Good rotation by Finney-Smith. It's off. Board by CJ. Push, 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 push. Push the pace. CJ, lost the ball. Please give it to Mikal. Thank you. Mikal to the corner for Doe. Back to Bridges. He's got Capela guarding him on the outside. Drive. Oh, what a move! What a move! The corkscrew. We have a timeout, and the Nets lead by 4. Great second half start. Things you love to see. Sharp only at 6 minutes. Good note. I would like to see a few more in the second half, but decent enough start in this second half here. Clax has got to start setting a few more effective screens, I do think. It is a close game. I think the Hawks are going to take it in the 4th. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a close one, full stop. I don't really think. Yeah. I think it's going to be like many other games between these two opponents. All right. Hawks will get revenge. We will see, my friend. We will see. I seem to be keeping my voice down. Yeah, I actually am. Yeah. It's 8:30 in the morning, ladies and gents. So I sort of have to tone it down a rung. Otherwise I'd be getting far more G'd up. I'm a New York fan. I can tell you right now I'm not. Whatever that is. NYCFC. What is that? It got me intrigued here. Gonna have to do a quick Google search. Isn't that a soccer team? Yeah, New York City FC. Yeah, I don't follow them. I don't follow the MLS. Thanks for getting up. No stress. I mean, this Nets team, every single time they win, they draw me back. Tristan says Murray needs to step it up. I would say he actually has not been that shit. Scoring wise, probably, but in the last game he was a far better scorer, and that actually was a hindrance to Atlanta. A lot of other players couldn't really find their stroke, and so, you know, that obviously really stunted their play offensively, and I think a pass first Dejounte Murray is a much better player. Yeah. So in case you've missed it, the Nets started off slow. They followed it up with a 39-point second quarter where we did not miss any of our 8 3-pointers. Superb. So the Hawks down 4 after leading basically the entire first half, bar maybe the first 20 seconds or 1 minute. Murray on the perimeter, 6 to shoot. Johnson, kick out. Bay, drive, Euro, layup, missed it. He didn't even hit the rim. And that is an excellent defensive play by the Nets. Absolutely scrambling. And a great bit of rotating there by the Nets to delay the shot. So much so that Bay got one up and it was a pretty ragged sort of shot. So the Nets lead by 4 points. And now they can bump it up some more here. They've really had a good start to this second half here. 8 points to 2. Bridges, screen, pull up 3. It's long. You knew it. Johnson, fighting on the glass. Finney-Smith, it's going to be Nets ball. I don't even think it went out of play. It must have bounced on the sideline. Tony Brothers, I thought, jumped the gun a little bit, but it's going to be Nets ball at the 7:55 mark of the third quarter. Baseline inbounding duties here for Schroeder. He will give it to Claxton, who will hand it off to Bridges. Now the drive, the lob. Why would you lob it when you had an open layup? Claxton had his arm hooked, somehow managed to collect, and is able to rim graze it in. And the Nets have scored the last 10 over the last 3 minutes. Johnson. Bogdanovic. Good roll by Johnson. And the throwdown. That is vicious. That's happened a couple of times today. And if you're going to dunk it, you might as well make a certainty of it. And what? It's an offensive foul, I think. So, first turnover in, I reckon, about a quarter and a half for this Nets team, which is the reason they've gotten back into the game. Bogdanovic, please put the hand up, Schroeder. It's off. Board for the Nets. Schroeder on the outside. The Hawks are 2 of 13 in the quarter. They've taken 6 more shots. Made 2 less. Johnson can't find an opening. Back out to Doe and now Schroeder. Oh my god, that is terrible defending by the Hawks. Dennis hits another 3-pointer. He has been cooking from the outside. It seems like every 3 he takes, he hits. And that's probably gone for a 5 or 6 game span now. Bogdanovic, blocked by Claxton. Push. 3-on-2. Bridges, drive, layup. It's good. It's up to a 9-point lead. The Nets making a real move here at the start of this third quarter. A 15-2 run in the last 4 minutes. We're about to reach the halfway point of this third quarter. Murray to Bogdanovic. Easy baseline drive. Claxton blocks it again. What? I don't think that was on the way down. Are the Nets going to challenge it? Let's have a look. Let's see what the second one was like. I want to see the second one. The Nets are challenging it, I think. No? No, they're not. So the Nets nearly got another stop there. They could have gotten the lead up to double figures. Still can. Schroeder. Push shot with the right hand. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound Murray. And now he'll try Cook on Schroeder. The driving kick. Johnson. Drive. Claxton again. Claxton. Oh my goodness. Sends that shit out of here. It's a block party. Bridges. Oh my god. Why did you have to fucking shoot that? And now it's a 5-on-4 the other way. The Hawks. I mean, Finney-Smith has not gotten back. Bay Easy 2 under the basket. Why would you commit your numbers outside? I don't really get it. I mean, you're giving away a 2 rather than a 3. But that almost felt too easy. We've got Wilson and Sharp getting ready to check in. So a good response by Atlanta after they found themselves down by 9 at most. Schroeder scores for 2. Very nonchalant about it in the mid-range. And the Nets back up by 7. So Murray will look to facilitate yet again, as he has done so well today. 1-on-1 with Claxton, who's blocked 3 shots in about 2 minutes. Johnson the drive. Pocket pass. Oh, well done by Cam Johnson, who made life very difficult for Capela, even though it's not our ball. He took valuable seconds off the clock for the Hawks in pursuit of it because he never took possession. So the Hawks, 4 seconds to shoot. Lax has really been big in this second half. He's been huge. 3 big blocks. And I think the Hawks are going to call a timeout on the back of having 4 seconds. No, Lax has just gone to the bench. Inbounded, and they've just thrown it out of play. Dayron, excellent denying of the pass. And excellent job by all the Nets off the ball as well to prevent any bailout pass. So 4:44 to play. Hawks trail by 7. They led the whole first half. They led by as much as about 15, I think. And the Nets have been able to turn things round off the back of being responsible with the basketball. And equally, their 3-point shots are falling. And they're running the break. That's something that's been a staple of theirs in this third quarter. So 77-70. And it'll be Schroeder who brings it up. Excuse me. Sharp is in. Dayron is in. Of course, Sharp and Dayron are the same player, and he's right on cue. Scoring 2 under the basket. A great pick and roll play. The chemistry between Schroeder and Sharp. Wilson is also in the match. Screen and switch. Murray over Wilson. Oh, that's just a tough shot. And I'll tell you what, if he didn't make that, Dejounte Murray, it looks awful on his part. Johnson, the response, way behind the line. It hits back iron. The board secured by the Nets. Schroeder, Johnson's open again, top of the key. Tries same spot. Got it. +1. I don't know why I just did the finger guns. Jesus. CJ is on a heater today. I mean, we realized he was human after he missed the first one, but the reload after getting the long rebound by the Nets proves very beneficial. And the Nets will... Looks like there's going to be a timeout called. Or substitutions. It's going to be Lonnie Walker who checks in. I'm really struggling to stay composed here. It's 8:40 in the morning on a Sunday. Everyone is trying to sleep. And I'm getting G'd up over a fucking Nets team worth 13 games under 500. Make it make sense. Cam Johnson converts the 4-point play. We've got 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the Nets up 10. And that is the first time today we've gotten it to a 10-point lead. Superb third quarter by the Nets. Backing up that second quarter performance. Hunter... That is so frustrating. I don't think that was a foul there. I mean, no bias intended. Or interfering. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, DSJ in the game. So, it's Johnson taking a seat after that 4-point play and the foul committed on the defensive end. It's Mikal, DSJ, Dayron Sharp. What on earth is DSJ doing? Dejounte Murray lost the ball. Fernando body bump. Spin. Had multiple defenders in the air. That is a great move. I mean, that's so frustrating, though, because the Hawks lost the ball going up. It should have been ours. But I can say it should have been. But it's not going to change anything. 3:30 to play. Third quarter, it's Mikal Bridges on the outside the screen. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Sharp somehow recovers it. Baseline drive. Dayron was fouled going up. And sometimes you just fling the head back, flail your arms, and you'll get the call. 1.7 on the clock. And that foul was called. So a bailout of sorts. And I would consider it a very bad thing that it's been Murray on the court for the entire third quarter and they've actually fallen off in terms of how they're playing. But bro, Dayron, man, got to make the free throws. I think he's 0 of 3 in the game. So the Nets are shooting not great at the line, admittedly. He makes the second, though. It's been off the back of Dayron and Clax taking half our free throws. Wilson picking up Johnson. And now Fernando on the outside to Murray. Wilson guards. Shoots the three. Bro, it's just terrible shot selection. Bro, DSJ, get your positioning right for fuck's sake. Matthews into the mid-range. Pass off to Hunter. And now the drive. Bridges. Oh, that has to be a travel. Thank you very much. Hunter jumped and landed. And he forgot that he had to pass the basketball. You can't just bounce off the floor like that and not let go of the basketball. It looks like Kevin Ollie is going to call a timeout at the 2:54 mark of the third quarter. The Nets have scored only the 24 points. I say only, but it's a very good mark to have. We're on track for about 30, I would say. And the Hawks, they've been clamped. Only 13 points in the third quarter. The Nets have been the movers, and it's very clear that they are setting the standard. Playing with intent. The Nets, I need to update the box score here because it always does this for some stupid reason. You can see for the Brooklyn Nets, Mikal Bridges, this is a welcomed performance because he has really struggled from the field recently. He's had a 1 of 11 3-point shooting game. He's had multiple games where he shot like 2 of 9. He's had one game where he shot 0 of 7. And they've all contributed to losses. Well, most games they have. Today, though, 21 shots, made 11. He scored 28 points in the game, and he's acted like he's the best player on the team. And a lot of people expect him to play that way, and very high amounts of pressure to perform. And credit to him because today we've needed it, with not too many other players really stepping up or having as much of an impact as they need to be. Clax has got 6 points, 10 boards, 4 dimes. He's had a much better quarter, beefed up the rebounds, scored a couple buckets. He's also had 2 blocks in the quarter. And then Cam Johnson has been very, very good. Only 9 shots taken to score 20. That is a great sign. And 6 free throws. He has not been getting to the free throw line nearly enough this season. So it's good to see he's going to the line, making them, getting a few stops on the defensive end as well. Overall, the Nets are shooting basically at 50% from the field and 3. They've also been to the line a fair bit, which is awesome because usually they're just lacking in this department. Last game, we had like 5 free throws to 3-quarter time. So it's really good to see that we've done it a little bit from everywhere. And after a very slow start from 3, we have done an incredible job to peg that back. And the turnovers have remained down in that time, which is awesome. From a Hawks perspective, you can obviously pause the stream if you want to. 5 plays in double figures, but no one with more than 14 quarter. Murray's only scored 3. Bogdanovic has only scored 2, and Capela's only scored 2. So that's led to them and their percentages going well down. Haven't been to the free throw line at all in the quarter, and they didn't really make the free throws all that well in the first half. So they're struggling. They are looking after the basketball, which is something that you need to do, especially when the shots aren't falling. You can't afford the opposition extra opportunities, but it's fair to say that they are trending in the wrong direction at this stage of the game. So Nets resume. I don't know why my connection just dropped for a few seconds. Mikal is ready to fire. It's off. board for the Hawks. I don't know why I just completely dropped off the face of the earth there for a bit of time, but we're all good. Bufkin the drive, Dare on the block, and the board. DSJ, Wilson, bounce pass to Dennis, who fumbled the ball. The Nets have now got 8 fucking blocks. Dennis goes downhill, blew the layup, bro. This guy's a specialist at, well, I was told that the one thing he's good at is interior buckets because of the athleticism, but he can't even make those. The Nets, Dennis to Mikal. 150 to play in this third quarter. Mikal gets through. Good pass to Wilson. Back out to Dennis. Back to Mikal. No stagnancy. Fernando jumped. And Mikal just, all he needed to do was go into him. Fernando's gone down on the sideline. And meanwhile, the Nets are going to be getting free throws. That's very well worked by the Nets. Very, very well worked. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. We'll be back here for Nets versus Pistons next week. We will be missing the Philly and Memphis games, but we'll be back for Detroit, Charlotte, and Cleveland next week. We're also going to be doing some neutral games down the stretch. I'm testing that out because I've never done that before. So we'll see if that all goes to plan. I don't know why the frames just completely dropped. Mikal makes both. There's a really random drop in connection for some stupid reason. But Mikal's got 30, and he always decides to play well against the Hawks. This must be the team he circles on the schedule. And it's just like, oh, I'm primed. I'm ready to go. Alrighty. So, a 3-second call deemed to go, well, it's going to benefit the Hawks. The Nets are the guilty party. A free throw here for Hunter with the Hawks down 11, and it's converted, so lead down to 10, and the Hawks in control. So 86-76, third quarter. It is going to be Bufkin who inbounds from the side. And now gets it back from Fernando, the drive. Hunter into a pass. Bufkin, pump fake, drive, layup, missed, rebound. Fernando, fouled. And there were like 3 players going for that rebound from a Nets perspective, and somehow none of them could actually secure it. So it's going to be free throws coming up here. Jonathan, welcome to the stream, buddy. Nice to see you. Well, not see you, but see you in chat. Alrighty. So Fernando at the line to shoot a couple. Fernando makes the first. So second free throw here for Fernando. And that's good as well. So lead down to 8. We've ended the last 2 quarters well. So we need to end this quarter exceptionally as well. The Hawks have shot 25% from the field in the quarter. Staggering. After a great start in the first half, where they shot 50% from the field, 40% from 3. Wilson, open top of the key, is ready to fire. It's badly off. DSJ gets the offensive board, and it's, well, it should have been past the Lonnie Walker more aerially, but instead it's been knocked out of play, off a leg, and the Nets can reset with 12 on the clock, and it'll be inbounded to Dayron Sharp, looking for a pass. Oh my god, Dennis under the basket, swatted by Fernando. DSJ completely removed Hunter from the situation, and yet Fernando was there for the rotation across. So, 5 to shoot. Walker gets it from the inbounds on the baseline. The 2 is good. Good bailout. Good score. Good off-ball screen. And Walker is a good spot up. Even though he hasn't scored a bucket today, he's just going to keep on shooting. He won't be phased. Johnson. Skip pass. Knocked away. Mikal with the steal. Go, 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 go. Drive. Euro. Layup. Finger roll. Oh my goodness. Mikal, bro. He's fucking awake today. And we haven't been able to say that for a couple of weeks, I reckon. So, lead of a dozen. Knocked away. And DSJ will... Well, he's going to play more defense. 3-second difference between shot and game. But just by being active defensively, it's going to instill doubt into the opposition. They're going to play a little bit more timid because they know that an opposition is there to play and is going to make life incredibly difficult for you. Psychologically, it does play on the mind. So the Nets up 12, and they were down to it at quarter time, or up to at halftime, should I say. They were up 7 at quarter time. So this team's fought all the way back. Now free throws here for Bogdanovic because they are in the bonus. A little bit of a lock up off the ball. He makes the first. Johnson back in for offense. So 90-79. Sharp and DSJ to the bench. Schroeder in. Finney-Smith in playing small ball 5. I beg, if there is a miss, you get this fucking rebound. We don't have the sizing here to get a rebound, to be honest. It is in. It rattles home. 12.5 seconds to play or run an effective set. So Schroeder will bring it up with the Nets up 10. We'll let the clock run out. Screen. 4 to shoot. Cross. Gets into the paint. The scoop. It's a wild miss. And it's off. And that's 3/4 time. And the Nets will lead by double figures going into the final change. A very good quarter. They scored 30, as we said a few minutes back. That's what they were on pace for. And the opposition only scored 18 in the period after 2 quarters where they were exceptional. So Nets thoroughly lifted. And, well, the stats indicate it. The Hawks have, well, they barely committed a turnover in the first half, but they committed 3 or 4 in the third quarter alone. Their shooting percentages are very well down. And they have no one who scored more than 15 points, which is a little bit troublesome. Dejounte Murray not shooting it very efficiently. The assist numbers, I mean, they had 17 or 18 in the first half, and right now they're on 21. So 4 dimes in a quarter is unacceptable. They shot it pretty abysmally from the field. Johnson's got the 6 points only. Bay didn't even score. I don't even think he attempted a shot. From a Nets perspective, 10 offensive rebounds really helping us out. The percentages are awesome. The free throw trips are awesome. The turnovers, barely had one in the quarter. That's what you want to see. Look, the bench haven't really done too much. But the starters have been emphatic with their play. Mikal backed up a 16-point second quarter with a 12-point third quarter. He has made 4 threes. He has gotten a steal and a block. He has basically stuffed the stat line. Claxton's got 6 and 10. Johnson's got 20 to his name. And Schroeder's got 9. He's made a couple of threes. He's been on fire from out there. And DSJ off the bench, 6 boards, 6 dimes. So he's been a huge positive, even though the scoring leaves a lot on the table. So yeah, that is the situation. We go into the final quarter, hopefully being able to close this out. I'm pretty optimistic because that third quarter gives you all the confidence in the world you need in order to get the job done, for sure. So, still a bit of time to play. Still got one long-ass quarter to go. You're way behind live coverage. This is the coverage I'm getting. I'm live. So, I don't know what live coverage is, but this is where I'm at. Are you Australian? Yes, I am. It is 9 o'clock now in the morning. Okay. If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new as well. We'll be back for Nets Pistons next week. And we'll be doing some neutral games in the run to the playoffs. That just had to be a foul. How was that not a foul? Schroeder's just been sent into another dimension. The lob pass is cut off. Body's flying on the ground. I just lost my voice. We have numbers on the open side, and how the fuck do you fluff a pass like that? So poor. You had 2 numbers on the weak side to their 1, and their 1 was Fernando. That should have been a cakewalk of a possession to get a score. Instead, the Nets come up empty, and the Nets now will need to get a stop here. It's Bufkin on the drive. The push shot is good, and he cuts it back down to single digits. So, Nets lead by 8. Johnson on the wing. Well defended by Hunter. Lax in the middle. Johnson on the outside. Screen. Drive. Push shot. Leaning. He gets it to go. He's got 22. And that's a very smooth looking J. Ballcam J. In the name. 92-82. Hunter on the wing. Screen. Claxton read the pocket pass, and it's going to be a foul on Fernando, who was trying to chase up the basketball after, of course, there was the turnover committed. He wanted to hold up the transition, and Claxton made that all happen, so credit to him. And the Nets can reinforce this lead some more, leading by 10 at this stage, with 10:40 to play in this game. Schroeder, Johnson, gets into the paint, moves through, lost the ball, got it back while he was on the floor, and there's going to be a timeout. So, amazingly enough, the Nets still have the basketball after all that. Usually those 50-50s do not go our way, but at the 10:30 mark, we'll call the timeout, regroup with 9 to shoot, and definitely some work to be done. Still, you obviously cannot slow down or act as if the game's already secured and safe, because it simply isn't. So the Nets, I mean, it's good to see that we started the game slowly and we've still gotten to 90 3/4. That is a huge plus. Worried Bridges might be a little worn for the 4th. He's been doing work, but hopefully I'm wrong. Well, the good thing is he is, the game was a blowout last game, and he's also had a day off. And we haven't travelled. So, all those things play into our advantage, for sure. Nets could be a great team if the Twins were their core shooters, with Thomas chiming in. So much potential. Well, it's all fun and games when we go on another I can't even say it. Another 7-game losing streak. It's all fun and games until that happens again, where it's basically commit a fire sale, get rid of the players, every single player on the roster, keep your young core, tank, even without your picks. But yeah, look, wins will not change my outlook, in the sense that a lot of change still needs to be made. Still need to pick a direction. Still need the right people in place in order for that all to happen. But of course, wins in the short term are going to make you happier to watch this team. And that's what you want. You don't want your basketball team to be a shit team. You don't want your basketball team to be a team that doesn't have a bright future, and a future that isn't definable, which is what it seems like is the case for this Nets team. But you know what? In the short term, at least wins give you some optimism that there are players with trade value on here, and equally there are players that, should be here for the long run. That, of course, is the key. 92-82 the scoreline, 10:30 to play. Mikal Bridges has been the high man for both teams. He's got 34 or 32 points, I think. The Nets went into the final quarter leading by 10 after they trailed at the first 2 intervals. First of all by 7, and then they cut that down to 2. But yeah, Mikal's just been superb today. And he just keeps scoring. He just keeps having 30-point games against the Hawks. This is his 3rd game this season against Atlanta where he scored 30 or more. And outside of the Hawks, he's only had 5 other 30-point games. So pretty weird what a matchup against the Hawks does to Mikal Bridges. It's a bit of a weird dynamic, a bit of a weird psychology. The Nets will have the ball on the side with 9 to shoot out of this timeout. Get it in. Schroeder. Drive down the middle. Kick out. Finney Smith did not shoot the 3. Tries to move through. Kick out. Dennis, you got to shoot it. It's up. It's off. Claxton had to be fouled there. He got his own, the rebound. Oh my God. And then Finney Smith fought on the glass as well and got a hand to it, but it was knocked straight to DeAndre Hunter, who will drive on Claxton. Layup is badly off. Oh my God. Are you fucking joking me? It's a foul on the floor, and it's Fernando who's going to draw it for the opposition. Okay. So the Hawks will reset. Go again. Trailing by 10. Every possession is vital here for Atlanta. So DSJ talking a bit of trash on the side here. I think. Fernando gets it from the inbounds. Buffkin. Looking for the pass. Fernando. Buffkin gets it back. Shoots. And misses. Fernando gets the board, but snatched away by Claxton. Excellent persistence on the glass. And now DSJ on the wing. We'll use the screen. Hesitation. Claxton. Spin move. Shot. He's got to stop shooting those, man. You've got shooters on the perimeter. CJ, Finney Smith, and Schroeder. And he's going for hook shots that are heavily contested. Bogdanovic on the wing. We're keeping him alive with these possessions or defensive stops we can't convert. Johnson's open on the wing. That is shooting practice, but a miss. Johnson has not found his shot today. Other Johnson for 3. Oh my God, he's airballed it. Oh God, are we going to be seeing this in the last quarter? For fuck's sake. Game is hanging in the balance. We have had multiple opportunities to buff this lead up. And with all that in mind, Mikal Bridges checks back in, knowing that knowing that there has been a bit of a shooting slump to start the last. Both teams only 2 points in just the tick under 3 minutes. Mikal is not allowed to check in, so CJ will remain on the court. Murray is back in for the away side. Screen and switch. Another screen. Capela's also back in with Bay. Murray in the corner, picked up by Claxton. And Ollie is instructing Clax right in front of the bench. Murray misses. Capela the board. The 2 is off. The rebound is off. Another miss is off. Johnson gets blocked. Oh my God, there's a fucking foul. It is frantic under the basket. And the Hawks are keeping themselves in this game purely off the back of this rebounding knack they have, it seems, in this game. Capela's proving a little bit troublesome. Bro, Jalen Johnson cannot get shit to go down for him at the moment. Misses the 3 in the corner. That doesn't go in. Then the putback 2 doesn't go in. The Nets, since the All-Star break, interesting note, as the Yes Network has alluded to, in the previous 54 games, we allowed 115.5 a game. But then after the All-Star break, we have only allowed 103 points per game. Interesting statistic. Take it for what you will, and with a grain of salt, because our offense has probably been worse. The Nets are 1 of 7 in the quarter, and the Hawks are 1 of 6 in the quarter. Schroeder trying to change that. Claxton! Oh my goodness. 94-83. Oh, that is a saucy dime and a quality take there by Clax. Completes the play, gets the lead back up to 11. Oh no, Wilson, miscommunication. The three is off though, and the rebound by the Nets. A bit of a let off there. And now Schroeder will slow the play down, I would assume, a little bit. Bogdanovic just tripped over, then tried to foul. The foul wasn't called, and Schroeder doesn't get the bounce off the rim. So that is a let off on the other side. There is a lid on the rims. And a pretty reinforced one. I don't know what the fuck Murray is doing. He just piffed it into open space. The Nets swoop on it. Claxton, take, dunk. And the nice little 180 as he used that patience to let the defender go by. And that is the second consecutive dunk made by Clax. Our last 2 field goals have come from that avenue, and that has led to a 13-point lead at this stage of the game. So the Nets, with a nice buffer at the 7.5 mark of this last quarter. We've only conceded 3 points in 4.5 minutes of this last quarter. So credit to this team for absolutely knuckling down on defense in the second half. We've only shipped off after conceding 62 in the first half. We talked about, this potentially being a much more closer, much more of a grind sort of second half. And the Nets scoring sort of has dropped off in the last, but a good third quarter by them. That's where the separation has come from. But the Hawks, man, they've really struggled. 21 points to this stage of the fourth quarter in this second half. So basically 15 minutes of action, 21 points. That is not a great rate, admittedly. Clax is really... he's been much more assertive in the second half. We needed to see him rock up because Capela was sort of out-muscling him, bodying him, showing authority in that matchup. But Claxton has responded well, as has Mikal Bridges and a number of other players who have probably had some down years, admittedly. Cam Johnson with 22, so he backs up the 29-point performance with another 20-point game. Keep in mind that before the 29-point game against the Hawks a couple of days ago, he had not scored a 29-point game, a 20-point game in the new year. It took him a whole 2 months to get on the board in that respect, but it's good to see 2 in 2 games. And he's been shooting very efficiently. Clax has got 10 and 12, 4 dimes, 2 steals, 2 blocks. What more can I say? Real stat stuffer. And whilst for the Nets, the shooting percentages have gone down and the free throws haven't been on offer in really the second half, more so in this last quarter, the Hawks, look at their percentages. They were above 50% from the field and 40% from 3 for the longest time. In the second half, I think they've hit 1 3-pointer. If they've even hit 1 3-pointer. So they've really fallen off offensively. Still no one has scored 15 points for them. So they're really struggling to get anything going in the second half. So in case you missed it, the Nets, the reason for this lead, I actually think is the second quarter, because that gave us the nice foundation for this turnaround. We scored 39 points, did not miss any of our 8 3-pointers in the second quarter. So the Nets concede 2 on the other end. Murray high off the glass is able to cut the lead to 11. And now the Nets 1-2. Mikal shoots a 3, didn't even hesitate, and I guess that talks a lot about the offense. And he was fouled. He's got that much confidence in his game. It only takes one performance. Yeah, Mikal did get interfered with in the landing space, and Mikal, that is 3 number 5 as he skies over the top. They did hit him on the arm. He also did interfere with the landing space. So Mikal at the free throw line can get the lead up to a PB for the Nets today. They'll crack 100 with a make, and Mikal makes it. And he's got 35 points. He loves playing the Hawks. 36 in the game. Second 3-point play for the Nets converted in this one. Johnson to Murray on the wing. Picked up by Claxton. Drive. And that's a tough shot again. Clax has got a very outstretched arm there. And very long limbs. So it's always going to be tough to get it up and over and in. Credit to Murray. The Hawks only have 7 points to their name in this quarter. Schroeder. Cross. No space for the step back. He wants it back from Bridges after giving it off. He's going to take on that Capela matchup. And he was not fouled. And he's got to capitalize on those mismatches. It was there. He did everything right. Just could not make the layup. Which has happened a few times today. Now he's guarding Hunter in the post. Bay the drive. And the layup. And the foul. And it's a free throw. So they've scored a couple of buckets in the last couple of possessions. 4 points. And now a free throw also on offer here. And that's why you need Schroeder to make the free throws at the layup at the other end. I think that was Saddiq Bey's first points of the second half. And he makes. So 100-90. 6 minutes to play. Just about to breach the halfway point with no inroads being made by the Atlanta Hawks. We just got to do what we've just done all over again. Finney Smith. Back to Schroeder. One-on-one with Johnson. Pocket pass. Claxton again. And it's a great feed by Dennis Schroeder. And Clax has now got 12. So a lead of a dozen. Murray for 3. It's off. Claxton another board. And those rebounds keep on piling up. That is number 13. Schroeder will use a couple screens here. He's got a switch with Johnson picking him up this time. The Hawks are playing small with Hunter in the game for Capela. Bridges one-on-one. He's going to drive on Bey. And what? 1.6 on the clock. Mikal just got... What the fuck is that foul for? Bullshit. Let's have a look. Oh, yep. No, that is a foul. I got blindsided by the broadcast view. Oh my god. What the fuck? Why would you do that, Mikal? So Mikal Bridges is going to be pinged with the technical, and Hunter cannot capitalize. So Mikal's just talking trash. Mikal is talking shit to the referees still after that. I mean, he wasn't punished for doing so because obviously the free throw was not capitalized on by Atlanta, a point that could prove vital. Bridges gets the steal, transition play, finger roll, and an immediate response. I thought he may have a mental lapse, which he sort of did, but he's taking that frustration out through his play, and he turns defense into offense. Bogdanovic, oh my goodness, Finney Smith is absolutely face guarding the shit out of him. Bogdanovic throws it away. It's going to be Nets ball. 5 on the clock. It don't matter how much is on the clock though, because the Hawks will never get a shot up, and we'll never know the result because the Nets have forced another turnover. And bro, Finney Smith must be an employee at the Claxton Correctional Facility because Clax has been on target defensively, but Dorian Finney-Smith wanted a piece. And now Johnson, drive, falling out of play. Finney-Smith, extra feed, Schroeder 3. Yes! Woo! Timeouts! Come on! Let's go. 107-90, a 7-0 burst for the Nets. removes any form of doubt that we may have had seeping in after Mikal gave away that technical. But it don't matter. It don't matter. Schroeder knocks down his third three of the night. And the Nets lead by 17. Alrighty. Where is Clint? He is on the bench. The Hawks have opted to play small. And it probably was a good idea because I reckon Schroeder was going to cook Capela in the pick and roll and just hunt that mismatch. But the Hawks really aren't... I mean, they're not really getting any success on the offensive side. As I said, mate, all these Hawks players are getting put in the Claxton Correctional Facility because Clax has lifted offensively, lots of alley-oop jams, and then also he's completing those dump-off passes as well by Schroeder. And on the defensive side, he's got like 3 or 4 blocks to his name. He's been strong on the glass. And as a result, the Nets have... Look, the second half, we've played with a lot more pace. And it's been on the back of all these stops we've been getting. I mean, held the Atlanta Hawks to 28 points. Now, if you told me at halftime we'd be potentially keeping the Hawks under 100 points after they shipped off, or after they scored 62 in the first half, I would have called you crazy with the defense that we've had this season. So, credit to us. Irrespective of the opponent. Some will discredit this loss or discredit this performance. It looks like Dejounte Murray got hit with a T in that timeout or between the start and end of play. Dejounte Murray is very, very pissed off. Very constant dialogue there with Tony Brothers, who I believe was the man who adjudicated technical. 108 to 90. 4:16 to play. And the Hawks, well, they've been on struggle street for the best part of 20 or so minutes in this second half. Every single minute. Murray, layup, scores over Claxton. And so time is running out for them. It would take something special from here and something equally embarrassing from the Nets in order to lose this game. But a double-digit lead at this stage, you would think is pretty defendable. Nearly a steal by Murray on Schroeder. The layup is fouled by Johnson, and it'll be free throws here for Schroeder, so a bailout of sorts because the Nets had 4 on the clock and not really any sign of a good bit of offense there, but the Nets will get a couple of free throws here. Okay. Make sure if you are enjoying to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back next week for 3 Nets games in 4 days. And we're also going to be doing some neutral watch parties. So if you have enjoyed the experience, make sure to let me know in the chat as well. Of course, that's really important that the play-by-play is actually appealing to you and you're enjoying watching it and it hasn't like killed off your attention span because of the boredom that it potentially could serve as. So I hope I've made it as entertaining as possible for you, all things considered, because people have been sleeping on a Sunday morning. Over here, Murray the Euro, the foul, is going to get 2 shots at the line. It's Wilson who will pick it up. Yeah, the reason... It's actually a shame that this game is at 7 a.m. my time, because I would have been a lot more vocal, a lot more energetic. I probably would be doing celebrations around my room, even though it's the Atlanta Hawks. But this is going to be a very, very big win if it is completed. It is not done yet. The Nets have found ways in recent years to lose the unthinkable, and I would hope that we're not going down that path here. So Nets lead by 16 with 3.5 minutes to play. I would say we're in a pretty controlled position. All we need to do is really run out the clock, and even if we don't score, we just got to ensure that the opposition doesn't play with pace. Claxton, the dump off, +1. It's going to be waved off. How the fuck? How is it waved off? The amount of fucking times we get scores chalked off because apparently they don't count. I mean, it's probably on the pass there. I don't think it was on the shot, so fair enough. But it just feels like all the time we get an easy two under the basket, and the referees actually save the opposition by calling a foul. Claxton will go to the bench for Sharp, who barely played in this second half, and I mean, Clax has played superbly, so there's absolutely no reason you wouldn't give him extended run. It's a good response. Dayron will look for a handoff here. Finney Smith cut down the middle. It's too easy. And bro, Dayron as a facilitating center who's got a little bit of ability in that respect, he can make those sorts of passes, and it's impressive. He did it the other day with Finney Smith as well, I think. Good off-ball movement by Doe as well. The Nets lob, Dayron. It was intercepted. Bogdanovic, they're going to run the break. Murray, one more. He's going to let all the defenders go by. Johnson's open for three, and he rim grazes it. And Dayron will give it to Finney Smith. We'll slow things right down with 2:40 to play. And Bates Diop getting ready with Watford to check in. So that would indicate this one is done. The Nets, another win that is going to be in double figures, I would assume. Bridges for three to seal it. And he doesn't get the bounce. I thought that was going to be it right there. Bay, the drive, the Euro, the layup. He misses the finger roll. It's going to be a foul, though. And it's going to be on one of Schroeder or Bridges. But the good thing is, at the 2:18 mark, the stoppage in play means we can make the substitutions that can ensure that we will not have our key players getting injured. So Schroeder to the bench, Doe to the bench, Mikal Bridges to the bench will mean that Bates Diop, Watford, DSJ all check in. Mikal will exit with 38 points, I think. So a superb showing. He has not had a 30-point game in some time. 38 points, 14 of 26 from the field, 5 of 10 from downtown. We are going to do a quick post-game as well when this is all done, so make sure to stick around. I won't keep you hanging around for too long. We're just going to do a box score check, and then we will wrap things up. So the Nets lead by 16. It's good to see. Great to see this team. Well, you know, a very good performance after a very slow start. You sensed that given we were down 7 at quarter time, even with the shit start to the game, it gave me a lot of confidence that we could actually turn things around. Once things started clicking, we were going to find a way. And it's fair to say that we've found that turnaround, and it really correlated with Mikal Bridges. Mikal started 2 of 8 from the field in the first quarter, ends with 38 in the game. I mean, 12 of 18 from quarter time onwards is pretty ridiculous. And I've got to give credit to Cam Johnson because he was a fair portion of our offense in the first quarter, which got us to 21 points. If he doesn't start well, then we're probably finding ourselves in even more of a deeper hole than we probably wanted ourselves to be in. And that can really change the psychological side of things, you know, because you probably have less hope almost that you're going to complete the job. We're up 14 in the final 2 minutes. This is going to be a very good team win, though. Wilson out to DSJ, the screen, the drive, skip pass to Watford, back out to Wilson, who will drive and get by the closeout. The layup is off, and it's going to go off hands, and it will be Atlanta ball. So can we hold the Hawks under 100? We've got 90 seconds to not concede a basket, and it's going to be Bufkin who brings it up for the Hawks. Screen used. He's going to drive on Wilson, kick out to Bay to the corner for Forrest, who will drive baseline behind the back, kick out to Bufkin in the corner, guarded by Wilson in front of the Nets bench. The 3 is an air ball. Oh, fuck off, Watford. Seriously? And I've also just stuffed that up. All right, clock updated. We're into the final minute, 112-100. DSJ behind the back. That is just too saucy for the final minute of the game. It's going to end up in the hands of Watford, who would cut baseline, and the Nets get that lead back up to 14. You would expect the Hawks to dribble out the clock, and that'll really sum up I don't think they're going to dribble out the clock, to be honest. Fernando, the drive, the Euro, the layup is good. Um, it's a pity that he wasn't doing that shit when the game actually mattered. The Nets lead by 12, and I think we're just going to run the clock out. So the Nets are going to win. They lead by 12. Jalen Wilson will get the shot clock violation and get hit with the turnover. But this is a very important win, a very good win, a good responsive win, because this team looked in the mud at quarter time or halfway through the first quarter when their offense was not showing, and Mikal Bridges looked like he was not destined to play. But we put Atlanta in the Claxton Correctional Facility and basically held the Hawks down. They only scored 40 points in the quarter, or 40 points in the second half. The Nets outscored them in the third quarter by 12, and that was the real separation in this game. But from quarter time onwards, great win. Let's have a quick look at the stats, and those leaving now, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to drop a like on the way out and subscribe if you want to be back. But this win is important. It has huge playoff implications. 2 nights ago, we trailed the Hawks in the standings by 4 games. With 2 wins against the Hawks, we have now cut that down to a 2-game difference. We play Memphis, of course. Philly don't have Maxey. Then we play Charlotte and Detroit, who have combined for 24 wins this season. You know, that is an opportunity to win 6 on the trot, which is sort of crazy. I'm thinking far too ahead. And no game is gifted to you in the NBA, especially with the Nets team. Like, you don't know what they're going to give you on any given night, effort-wise. But those are games on paper which you would give us a very good chance of winning. Let's have a look at the box score. And then we will well and truly wrap this thing up. Okay. Alrighty. Let's have a look at the box score, ladies and gents, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. The Hawks started the game real well. But from the start of the game, it was only a downward trend. They went 42% from the field, 32% from 3. They got a few free throws at the back end, but at halftime, they had barely any turnovers. In the second half, they were very much prone to committing those. They kept themselves alive on the glass, but you look at the scorers for them. Saddiq Bey with 23, Murray with 20. He had 11 dimes, but he had 8 in the first... he had 6 in the first quarter, I do think. So it's not a good sign when Murray's trying to score the ball more. Someone, I think, in chat said they wanted Murray to actually take charge and lift. Why is an alarm going off? I don't know if you can hear that at 9:30 in the morning. But yeah, Dejounte Murray, I think actually the assist game is the better game for Dejounte. He had 11 assists again. He's actually 11 assists or more in 3 of the last 4 games. But when he tries to take charge of the offense and actually shoot more, it doesn't really feel like the offense is as organic as it should be. Bogdanovic at 13, he started well. I think he actually was 3 of 4, but then he just went ice cold. Johnson, 3 of 12. Capela was good in the first half. He had like 9 and 7 at halftime, but him, like many others, fell off. He only had 2 points in the second half, and Saddiq Bey did not score till the last quarter. DeAndre Hunter scored 1 point in the second half. So we talked about it halftime, how the reason the Hawks had gotten 60 was because of that supporting cast, but that was actually the same thing. That was the same crew that actually undid them in the end, because they just didn't have enough around Dejounte Murray to actually get the job done. So that's the real reason they lost. For the Nets, Mikal Bridges, I got to give you credit, my guy, because this man had 4 points at quarter time on 2 of 8 shooting, and he's entered the game with an absurdly good stat line. He loves the Hawks. He loves playing them. He ends with the game with 38 and 2 steals, 1 block. I think it really speaks volumes when you've got every starter with a steal or a block. Schroeder had 2 blocks as a 6'1" point guard. Excuse me. And then Mikal, 2 steals, Clax, 2 steals and 2 blocks. He was very quiet in the first half, only had 1 make from the field, ends with 12 points, 13 rebounds, 4 dimes. You really just had to keep it simple. Cam Johnson with 23, another 20-point game for him. We talked about how going into the Hawks game, he had not had a 20-point game in the new year, and to have 2 back-to-back, you see the importance of Bridges and Cam Johnson playing well. And very rarely has it happened this season, but when it does, you see the results. All 5 starters in double figures. That's what you love to see. And yet another game where the threes are falling for Mikal, Cam Johnson, and Schroeder. Schroeder shot for 13, but his 3-point shot was excellent. And he did a great job running the point in the second half because he wasn't a very high assist getter in the first half. He ends with 8 dimes, and the turnovers were well down in the second half. Only 10 in the entire game. We end shooting 47% from 3, 47% from the field, and we had 22 free throws. All great signs. But the bigger thing for me, Cam Johnson and Mikal combining for 12 free throws. That barely happens in a game, and that really indicates a very strong balance. Because Cam Johnson, until the last 2 games, barely has taken free throws and has barely taken it to the cup as much as he has and found this balance. You look today, 7 threes taken, but he's also had 5 twos in there, and he's also had 7 free throws in amongst that as well. So it's good to see. 6 points for Dayron off the bench. He didn't have to do too much, only played the 14 minutes, had 5 boards. Not much else on the bench to note. Jalen Wilson wasn't too bad in 16 minutes. You love to see him getting the second most minutes off the bench. That's a huge, huge win. And obviously fresh off a new contract extension, so he deserves it. DSJ, even though he was 1 of 6 boards, 6 dimes, you love to see him getting involved in that respect as well. 14 points for Schroeder, 8 dimes. We've been through that. Finney Smith was a positive as well, did not miss inside the arc. He was great with his off-ball movement. Plenty of scores coming off the back of cuts and layups at the rim. And he ended a team high plus 19. So the starters really cooked in that second half. Credit to them. Doe with 5 dimes as well is something I think we should pay attention to. Having 4 players have 4 or more dimes is a huge win. Overall, though, that is a very solid performance. Did you see that the Lakers picked up Giles? I did. That's going to be an interesting sort of outcome for the Lakers. I don't think he's going to play too much. I'm not trying to be negative, but Scotty Barnes is out indefinitely, so we could definitely have more breathing space. This is what I mean. There are opportunities all over the place. Trae Young is out for the Hawks, and then Scotty Barnes is out for Toronto. So if that screams an opportunity to solidify a stronger place in the standings, especially with a very favorable run in the next couple of games, with so many games against lottery opponents. Good comeback for Mikal after having his worst game ever against Orlando. Same for Cam Johnson. It's welcomed. 8 or less, he is a bum, unless I wouldn't take him for more than 10 points. I mean, Clint Capela, he had a good game. But in the second half, they didn't look to feed him as much, which was an interesting call for the Hawks. I should call the Lakers-Denver game. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I probably won't, because I've got a video to come out tomorrow, so I've got to really knuckle down and get that all recorded and edited. But if it wasn't the case, then maybe I would have actually considered that. Even still, I may do it. Who knows? We'll see where we are at 12:30. I may do a very impromptu sort of stream where none of you will expect me to go live, but I will anyway. Our guys getting a flow back after trades and a coaching change, very important. We keep getting it together. That's awesome. I will continue to emphasize that 2 wins against the Hawks are not changing the situation, but wins make the fan base more interested in the team. How many times do I have to say this? If you win, obviously things are going to look a lot better on the surface. We've just got to see this team constantly show up. That's all I ask for. There's been too many games in recent times, especially before the All-Star break, where we just looked disinterested. You know, there were so many games I felt disinterested because we knew the game was over at a certain point, and it was just the drag for the back end of that sort of game. But these games I can root for, even if we don't win, as long as they're under 10 points the margin and we're sort of in and around it, in and amongst it, I'm not really going to complain. The coaching coming good, I would not say that. I would say it in part because Wilson's getting minutes. Cam Thomas and Ben aren't in the team. But look, if Mikal wasn't playing well, we're going to roast him. If Cam Johnson's not playing well, you would have asked, why has he got 30 minutes? So it's a lot down to the players. The players, they have a job to rock up every given night and play well. So, it's partially on coaching, but coaches look a lot better if the players are actually delivering. I mean, we talk about KD and Kyrie making Jacques Vaughn better. If we had Alec Burks and Evan Fournier, dynamic duo, instead of KD and Kyrie, Jacques Vaughn would look absolutely hideous. What's our record with Kevin Ollie? We'll just do a quick look now. Obviously, it's since the All-Star break. I think we're 3-3. We've beaten Orlando. Oh, no, lost to Orlando. Beaten the Hawks twice. Beaten the... Who am I missing? We've beaten the Grizzlies, lost to Minnesota, lost to Toronto. So, yeah. But with Cam Thomas and Ben Simmons coming back, hopefully we can get those wins solidified and ensure that those wins are never, ever going to be questioned. Who said Maxey will be out against us? Well, it may happen. Is he out? Bullshit. Tyrese Maxey is out. No fucking chance. No chance. I'm pretty sure he's fine. I don't think he's I don't think he's injured at all. I mean, if we're trying to manifest it, I'm all for it. It was odd tonight as our bench was poor. Well, it don't really matter when you've got all five in double figures. You got one pushing 40, another pushing 25. Great shit. So that's going to do it from me. I think I'm done here. This has been an awesome bit of work by you guys to rock up to the stream today. It's been one of my more viewed streams in a long time. And who would have thought it would have come from a 7 a.m. stream against the Atlanta Hawks. I didn't really preempt that happening. So credit to you all for tuning in. Thanks for rocking up. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like on the way out and subscribe if you are new. As you can see, the next game is against the Grizzlies, but we won't be back until, as you can see in the top right, we play the Pistons. It's not Sunday, March the 8th. Change that. It's a Friday. It's Friday, March the 8th. If you're in Australia, it'll be the 7th if you're in the US, and that'll be a Thursday night. That'll be our next game that we cover, and we also will be doing... I believe that is back-to-back. We'll play them, we'll play Charlotte, then we'll play Cleveland a couple nights later. We'll do all three of those games. I can't count, apparently. Too early in the day for that shit. But we won't be doing the Memphis or Philly games. So, yeah, that is basically the gist of things. And we will be doing some neutral games down the line. So if you want to subscribe and stay notified for all of that, so you can tune in here and get much the same to what I've presented today, then feel free to do so. There is a donation button as well if you want to donate something. That, of course, is more than welcome as well. But yeah, that's going to do it from me. You may see me later today with an impromptu stream, depending on whether the Denver game the Denver Lakers game is actually a blowout. I may just do a stream, very impromptu. We'll see how we go. But thank you everyone for tuning in. All the chat messages It's been pretty lively in the chat today, so I appreciate you all tuning in. So yeah, we'll see you later next week, and if it's not today, and yeah, in that time, stay safe. Hope you enjoyed. We will chat to you soon, and that's it from me. Stay safe. Ciao for now. We're done here. Peace out. Good win.